Even though a soulmate and karmic relationship may share a lot of similarities with a twin flame, their vibe are very different. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 key differences and how you can tell them apart. Before I start, I would just want to briefly encourage you to keep an open mind. Oftentimes, when we decide that someone is our twin flame, we find evidence to validate that belief. So for example, if you think that twin flame helps you in spiritual awakening, and someone came along and helped you spiritually awaken, then you might think that, oh, that must be my twin flame. But it's not that logical or linear. You have to take in all the information before you have a better understanding of whether someone is your twin flame or not. Please note that the differences are also comparative. So for example, both twin flame and karmic relationship can be very intense, but their level of intensity is different. Number 1, purpose. All 3 relationships help us to grow, but they help us to grow in different ways. A karmic relationship is here to help you learn a lesson. It helps you to grow through pain and suffering. Perhaps you have emotional wounds that need healing. Maybe you have unhealthy relationship dynamics like codependency. In my case, I have at least 3 karmic relationships. I was emotionally neglected as a child, so I was attracted to people that showed me how insignificant I was. But when I flipped the story around, I realized that these people are here to show me that I need to love myself. A twin flame also helps you to grow and expand by being your mirror. So what do I mean by this? Imagine you have a white strand of hair and you go about your day without noticing it. Then when you look at in front of the mirror, you saw that white hair. Your twin flame reflects both the good and bad and everything to you, things that you may have overlooked or may not have the awareness for. Your strength, your weaknesses, your deepest desire, and your deepest fear. Your twin flame brings you awareness and helps you deal with your shadow parts by shining light on them. The growth that twin flame brings is accelerated growth and transformation. You cannot hide from your reflection. You can run away from them physically, maybe because you are afraid of growth. But once you meet your twin flame, you are being shown the best version of yourself. And if you don't match that version of yourself, you will always feel unfulfilling. So there's always this calling to rise up to the occasion, to the vibration. A relationship with a soulmate is like 2 puzzle pieces that fit just nicely with each other. When soulmates meet each other, they just click. Everything falls in place harmoniously. They help you to grow by being supportive. They are not here to challenge you like what a twin flame might. They are not here to bring out your pain and struggle like what a karmic relationship will do. With a soulmate, you grow, but you grow in a very comfortable pace. They don't push you out of your comfort zone, and even if they do it very gently. Number 2, intensity and challenges. All 3 relationships has challenges, even with a soulmate relationship. How challenging a relationship is depending on where you are right now. If you have attachment issues that are unresolved, you will come out in the relationship, no matter what relationship you are in. Just that the intensity of the challenge may be different. When we see it in a spectrum, karmic relationship is the most intense and the most challenging, followed by twin flame, followed by the soulmate. Karmic relationship can be so intense, it almost feels like the universe is playing a joke on you by bringing you someone that you don't want. If you are needy and insecure like what I used to be, the universe will bring you emotionally unavailable people. If you are codependent and you want to fix other people's issue, the universe will bring you someone with a lot of problems. If you feel unworthy, the universe may bring you someone that treats you badly. But it's not the universe playing a joke on you. The wound inside you want to be released and want to be healed. And that's why you're attracted to people who help you heal your wounds. Twin flame relationship can also be intense and challenging, but in another manner. It's like having a mirror all day, reflecting to you what you need to see, but sometimes you just don't want to see the mirror. You know it's good for your growth, but it can be really irritating. For example, sometimes I feel that my twin flame is a bit nitpicky and critical, but soon I realized that I also have this side of me, the critical side, the nitpicky side, but I kind of suppress it. Is that I cannot blame him for being nitpicky because I'll be blaming myself. You see how this reflection works. But when I have a disagreement with my twin flame, it doesn't last that long because both of us can see that our ego is getting in the way of our communication. You can watch this video about how our ego affects our relationships. If you want a relationship with a twin flame, you have to do the inner work. You have to at least love yourself. Meeting your twin flames makes you feel very vulnerable. It makes you want to run away, and that is the challenge. The main challenge for soulmate is stagnancy. It may seem very lovey-dovey on the surface, but if there's any problem in the relationship, they may not want to address it or uncover it or deal with it until much later when it's too problematic. Soulmates support each other and provide stability, but they also support each other's bad habits. Maybe both individuals are conflict avoidance. You don't want to talk about it, I don't want to talk about it, so let's not talk about it and pretend there's no issue. Even when the relationship loses its initial passion and spark, they may still continue and keep going and not address the underlying issues. Soulmates' worldview and belief system may be too alike and too complementary. It doesn't evoke change like a karmic relationship do, and it doesn't inspire change like a twin flame does. I'm not saying that stability is bad, but it has a different set of challenges. Number 3, quality of connection and attraction. For all 3 connections, you will feel a strong attraction in the beginning, and you may obsessively think about your partner. They may all feel like home and very familiar to you, but there are very subtle differences between them. For a karmic relationship, it may feel familiar because you may have experienced this relationship dynamics before. Most of the time, this is found in your childhood. Maybe it's your relationship with your dad or your relationship with your mom. Because the unhealthy dynamic is so familiar, you are instantly drawn to your karmic partners. When I first met my karmic friend and I shook his hand, I got instantly reminded of a childhood friend that I had. We used to be best friends until someone came along and sabotaged our friendship. So this new friend came in to help me heal this past wound that I carry. Karmic relationships tend to be very physical and sexual. They are highly addictive, electrifying, passionate, and it tends to be when the opposite attract each other. It's like a moth being attracted to a flame. You know someone isn't good for you, but you still want to go there. And when both of you come together, there is so much fire and it ends up in an explosion. The differences between a twin flame and a soulmate connection is a little bit more difficult to explain. Both give a very homely feeling. This relationship tends to go beyond physical and sexual. It's more emotional, mental, and even spiritual. However, your soulmate usually gives you a friend or a family vibe. Even if you are in a romantic relationship with them, they feel like your long-lost friends. There's a soul connection, but it's more emotional based and more mental based. It's like when I share something, an idea with my soulmate, they are able to get it very quickly. They understand what I'm trying to convey. They get me from a mental level, and some of them get me from an emotional level. We have similar interests and hobby, and it's very easy for us to relate to one another. However, twin flame connection is more spiritual based. When I first hug my twin flame, it feels like home, more from an energetic level. It's like all our chakras and energies are lining together and communicating with each other. It doesn't feel like a long lost friend. It's like I know you, you are here all along, but I'm feeling it from a different point of view, a different perspective. It's a very deep connection, and even when my twin flame and I were staying in different countries, I still feel a very deep connection with him. When I hug my soulmate, it's different. It feels very nice, warm and friendly, but it's not energetic and it's not spiritual. This may sound very abstract for someone who has not experienced this connection before, but let me give you a couple of more specific examples of this energetic spiritual connection. Twin flame tends to experience strong telepathic connection with one another. Like I was walking down the street one day and I received a download. My friend has dengue fever. And surely enough, later in the group chat, he announced that he has dengue fever. Then another day, I was watching a local documentary show on my mobile phone. In the middle of the show, they show a B-roll clip of a few people walking in the park. Then I was like, isn't this my friend? It was so small and he was wearing sunglasses, but I still recognize him energetically from the way he walks. So I text him and he was so surprised that I recognized him from such a small screen. I've met my friends on train spontaneously when I'm thinking about them, but it's not as wild as when it comes to twin flame. When I tried past life regression therapy, my twin flame friend came out. I also have this image of both of us in a dark space and we are just swimming in the wound together. Another thing is sometimes people mistake twin flame as being same and alike. I feel that soulmate may have more similarity than twin flame has. My twin flame and I have different interests and hobbies. I love to sing, but my friend doesn't. He loves martial arts and action movie, I don't. Unlike soulmates, twin flame has this weird sameness and opposite going at the same time. Let me explain this better with an analogy. When you look in the mirror and you raise your left hand, your reflection is actually raising their right hand. It looks the same, it feels the same, but it's not the same. Your reflection is doing the opposite action as you. It's the yin and the yang, it's the masculine and the feminine. Even personality-wise, the personality we choose to manifest in this lifetime is so much like a mirror. I'm Enneagram type 4 wing 5. My twin flame is 5 wing 4. I am an INFJ. My twin flame is ISTP. So we have the same cognitive preference but in different orders. It's crazy how much we are alike but yet so different. Out of the 3 relationships, twin flame relationship is probably the one that is the most equal. In a karmic relationship, there might be power struggle. Even in a soulmate relationship, someone may be more in control and be the one that's providing the stability and doing more. But in the twin flame relationship, you are no better than the reflection of you. Your mirror is just showing what you might not see from your current perspective. Usually, a twin flame relationship doesn't come so early in your life. You might have a few karmic partners or love relationship with your soulmate before you meet your twin flame. Your twin flame usually comes when you're ready for a deeper spiritual awakening. Like in my case, my twin flame only appears in my life when I started loving myself. If you resonate with what I share, do like this video and share with me your story in the comment section below. I'm interested to hear your story.